Okay, don't really have major injury updates, guys. Everybody's basically day to day there. At the game itself, just like I talked about yesterday, very proud of the effort. Uh, Proud of the guys that came in both during the week and then in the game to step up for the team. I thought was outstanding. Uh, Defensively, really so much good stuff out there. They had that one field goal drive. And then I know we can play a little bit better at the end of each half, but man, there was some really dominant defense out there for a vast majority of the game. Then offensively, just to come through in that fourth quarter, we needed it. Joe made some big plays down the field to the guys, and again, made plays when we had to make them. And then special teams, playing at a high level, and then Dustin coming through again, and Dustin coming through, the protection coming through, the operation coming through. So proud of the guys. And then we got to turn our attention very quickly to a very good Houston team. But with that, I'll take any questions.
All right, first question will go to Scott.
Hey, Kevin, you mentioned the dominant defense. Is there something, I get two questions, but is there something that you're most proud of or impressed by what they did yesterday?
I'd say a few things, Scott, but guys stepping up, those safeties, with Ronnie and D'Anthony Bell playing for extended time. Duron Harmon coming in there playing well for us. That was obviously important for those guys to step up. And I think you just saw a bunch of guys making plays all over that tape.
And then with Miles, I still think, I don't think you got any calls yesterday. So how frustrating is that? And then just how's he playing overall despite not having the sacks?
Yeah, I mean, he's frustrated. I'm frustrated when he's getting held, and that's something that we'll continue to talk to the officials about. And I understand that that's a tough gig, but I do think it's something that we need to make sure that is addressed. With that in mind, the way Miles is playing is unbelievable. I mean, if I can, I'll get on the soapbox here for a second, but he's the best player on the best defense in the league right now. And go put the tape on, watch play number 4, and watch how it's a gain of 3, but watch how they try to block him. He won't be denied, gets the guy on the ground. And I think what happens with our game, we get so wrapped up in sacks. He makes a play on a crack toss late in the game that loses 6 yards. And if it's a sack, people think it adds to the statistics or whatever. He's dominant as a defensive player. So he's the defensive player of the year. I don't think it's close. And he's going to finish strong for this football team. But to get so wrapped up as we do as a football society when it comes to sacks, I mean, just talk about the guy that affects the game, that pressures the quarterback, that plays the run, that plays with unbelievable effort. I don't know that there's anybody in the same realm as him.
Thanks.
All right, next we'll go to Mary Kay.
Yeah, Kevin, just wondering with Joe, he really looked like he moved so well in the keeper game yesterday. And is that something that you guys thought he was going to be able to do, even just coming off the couch and whatever? And does that open up a lot of possibilities for you going forward?
Yeah, without a doubt. I think, oftentimes, Mary Kay, when you're talking about the marriage or the run in the pass, when you're talking about wide zone run game, that certainly opens up the keeper game and play action. So that's something that Joe is adept at. You can do it from under center. You can do it from the gun. But he's always done a nice job of that.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Fred.
Yeah, Kevin, a lot of positives, but the running game, continues to struggle. I know you got a lot of guys down, but, do you see things, on the film that you can do better to get that kind of infused so you're not forced to throw 50 times every game?
Yeah, we look at it, Fred. We're just trying to do whatever we can to win a game. Obviously, we want to run the ball better. We want to run it more efficiently. That was a good front that we went up against yesterday. So we'll always look at it and find different ways to get the ball in our playmakers' hands, and that certainly includes our runners.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Tom.
Thanks, Jordan. Hey, Kev, it's one thing to say next man up and let's go 1-0 week in and week out. But you've gotten such a buy-in from this group. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, I think our guys understand, the realities of this game. We don't spend a lot of time in the woulda, coulda, shoulda world. Just deal with what's in front of us, and I think that's a testament to the leadership from the players.
And Joe obviously turned it on in the fourth quarter yesterday. Through 3 quarters, though, did you think he was, seeing the field the way he needed to, and just some unfortunate plays not going his way?
Yeah, that's what I would say. He sees it well. He always has. I'd give credit to the Bears. They made some plays.
All right, next we'll go to Ashley.
Hey, Kevin, I know I saw the quote in the post game yesterday when you said you blacked out on that last play. So I'm just wondering, watching it back, what your reaction was and what you saw there in that final sequence.
Yeah, we didn't play that exactly how we want to, Ashley. So that's where you talk about some of the we did a lot of really good things, but there's things we have to clean up. And you start playing in these games, and they're big games, in these big moments, in these big games, you got to come through. So there are definitely things that we can clean up on that play.
And then I know I asked you about JOK last week, but since we're supposed to hear from him today, I mean, how big is a play like that sack he gets for the loss of 7 on 2nd and 7, or loss of 11 on 2nd and 7 in the fourth quarter, to kind of halt that drive for you guys, and what that play kind of says about him?
Yeah, he was all over the field, Ashley, in that game. He's played really good football for us all season long, but in that game, he was all over the place, making high impact plays in some really important moments.
All right, next we'll go to Daryl.
Yeah, Kevin, I know you spoke about David Njoku after the game, and I saw your speech in the locker room where you presented him the game ball. He's not a guy that gets a lot of national attention when you talk about the tight ends that put up big numbers and things like that. But just what is his growth and, just what he's brought to this football team meant to you as a coach over these last 4 years?
Yeah, well, to the first part, Daryl, about not getting attention nationally, I mean, there can't be many better than him when you talk about complete tight ends, whether it's the run and the pass. And I've seen him grow certainly as a player in our time together, but he's a dynamic football player. And then the piece about off the field, I just think he's an incredible teammate. He's a positive force in this building, both on the practice field, in the locker room, on the game field. He brings such great energy to this team. And when I say that specifically, he picks his teammates up more than anybody on our team. I should take that back. Poe probably has him close. But if you watch our tape, watch who the first guy down is picking his teammates up. And that's, we make a big deal of that. Alex Van Pelt does an awesome job with the offense. He actually tracks pickups, and whoever leads that week gets a toy pickup truck. And Dave's won it a bunch. Poe's won it. Jerome Ford does a great job. But I just think Dave, the teammate that he's become, and I've got to watch it firsthand here over the last 4 years, but unbelievably positive force for this football team.
And along the lines of the next man up mentality that you guys have had and had to use a lot this season, multiple players in recent weeks have talked about how you, for the most part, are plugging and playing guys in. Like, you're not changing your schemes or what you do best. Do you think, though, that faith in those role players being put in those positions and not changing things, do you think that that's resonated within the locker room and been a big reason why you guys have been so successful replacing the volume of players that you've replaced?
Yeah, I think the guys understand, we have a way we play, and we have all of our guys buy into that. It is our job as coaches to do what our players do best. So there is adjustments that are made and have to be made. But we certainly trust all the guys on our team, and that's why they're here.
All right, next we'll go to Nate.
Hey, Kevin, a question about another tight end. I talked to Jordan Akins about going back to Houston. So what has he brought to the team since signing in the offseason?
Yeah, Jordan's a pro's pro. He's had an interesting career obviously got started a little bit late into football with playing professional baseball, but he fits in great in our locker room, has from the first day. Great teammate, does whatever is asked of him, giving us great reps on special teams. I mentioned field goal protection earlier. He's got a tough job each week, and he's really doing a nice job. And then he's available for us, makes plays in the pass game. Really great teammate.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Tony.
Kevin, one thing about Bitonio, he was in a lot of pain after the game. He said there were back spasms in pregame. Is it more than that, or is it back spasms?
Yeah, low back injury. I don't know that it's more than that. I know that's painful.
Yeah.
Tried to go, but felt like he couldn't.
Okay. And after the game, you made mention of the Flacco pass to Njoku on that last drive. Basically, not only the pass, but the decision and getting out of pressure and all that. The pass to Cooper for the touchdown. I mean, when you looked at that one again, where does that one rank? And I mean, small window and just down the field, 25 yards and all that.
Yeah, Joe has that ability. He has that arm talent. He always has. And that was a tight window, as everybody saw. So he saw it well. He had clear vision in that throw, and he really put it exactly where it needed to be.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, we'll do two more. First one from Jeff.
Hey, Kevin, I'm going to ask you a GLK question too. It seems this is his best year since he's been here, and I want to ask you why he's taking such a leap.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to that, Jeff. I think he continues to get better because he's a pro that's working at his craft. I think he and Coach Tarver have worked closely together over these years, and I think he just gets better from a technique standpoint, gets better from an overall understanding of the defense. And then I think he's playing at a high level. He's stronger than he ever has been. We know his athleticism shows up on the tape right away, but I think he's playing really strong as well.
Thank you.
All right, and last one from Mary Kay.
Yeah, Kevin, if you end up having to face Case Keenum this weekend, I know it's still up in the air, but if you have to face Case, what do you expect to find with Case?
Yeah, we'll see where that goes. Obviously, they're talented roster. So we'll see. Case specifically, somebody that I've worked with over the years in 2 stops, great person. Excited to see him down there, and he's a great quarterback. I mean, he's won at every level. So we'll see how the week goes, but obviously Case is somebody I have a ton of respect for.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Okay, thank you guys.